Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Keith's Kitchen. This week, I decided to stay on that sweet train. I'm normally a savory guy. Alright, if you couldn't tell, just by looking at me. Right? But this week, I stayed on the sweet train, just like last week's zucchini bread. This week, I'm making baked oatmeal. Alright, you take a pan, you put all your stuff in there, oats, maple syrup, nuts, fruit, spices, milk, mix it all up, put it in there, bake it in the oven. It comes out as a delightfully, kind of fluffy, sweet, breakfasty treat. So enough talking about it, let's make it. Let's make some baked oatmeal. Alright friends, first things first, we're going to start off by preheating our oven to 375 degrees and taking our baking dish, this is a 9x13, I think, don't quote me on that, and spritzing it with some cooking spray to make sure that our baked oatmeal doesn't stick. Right, important step. Now grab a bowl, and we're going to put our dry ingredients in next. This is 2 cups of rolled old-fashioned oats. Then we're going to add a ½ cup each of craisins and toasted walnuts. And then we're going to add about a ½ teaspoon of salt, 1 whole teaspoon of baking powder, and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Give that a nice little stir to combine everything, get the spices and the baking powder and salt and whatever nice and incorporated. And now we're going to add our wet ingredients. This is 1 3/4 cups milk, all right, whole milk. This is a 1/3 cup of maple syrup. You could do, honey or something, but I like maple syrup. Here's 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. 2 teaspoons, don't make a mistake and do tablespoons. And this is 2 beaten eggs, room temperature, just beaten beforehand. And here is 1½ tablespoons of cooking oil. I used coconut oil, but you could use canola or vegetable or whatever. And once that's nice and whisked together, we're going to pour the liquid ingredients right on top of the dry ingredients and stir to combine. All right, this really helps to incorporate the spices in nicely and make sure everything is nice and mixed together. And once you've done that, we're going to set that to the side, bring our baking dish back in, pre-greased, as we discussed, and pour that mixture right on top. Looks a little strange, right? Looks like you just poured out a bowl of cereal. Kind of similar to cereal, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, take a fork and pat down the oats. Make sure that there's no oats sticking above that liquid layer. And now this step is optional, but I'm adding about a ½ cup of chocolate chips, either baking chips, you can use whatever type you want. It adds a real nice sweetness. Pop it in the oven for about 45 minutes. Take it out, let it cool for about 10 minutes, cut it, and you're ready to eat. Alright my friends, the baked oatmeal is done. Let's see if it'll focus on the baked oatmeal instead of me. There it is. I am excited. It smells wonderful. Let's give it a taste. So right off the bat, this tastes like somebody took everything that normally goes into granola or trail mix or something and stuck it in a hot baked good. And I'm not complaining about that. Second off, the chocolate chips on top of this, winners. Okay? Chocolate chips in most contexts are winners, but in this particular case, it adds some nice sweetness, some nice richness, and it really cuts through the oat flavor, which I like oats, I wouldn't have made this if I didn't like oats. Craisins, nice and sweet. The nuts, nice and nutty. The chocolate, sweet and rich, brings everything together. I'm really happy with this. All right, I'm gonna cut all these pieces up, put them in the fridge, eat them in the morning with a glass of milk. Lactose free, because I'm lactose intolerant. You didn't know that about me, but now you do. Well, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. And this has been another episode of Keith's Kitchen. I'll catch you next week. Goodbye.